the song with your heart. Play the song with your heart.
And one time. All right, so let's get down to business. Last week, Angel Reese. Matter of fact, before we get to that, women's college basketball championship game. I watched the entire game. I was entertained.
A lot of people did.
I think it had the most views ever by a women's basketball game, which is absolutely tremendous. Like, I'm glad. I watched First Take, and this is the first time they've ever talked about women's basketball, like college basketball per se. And I was impressed. I was like, wow, that's how big it was. That's how big the women's basketball tournament was this year. And so I'm just glad about it. And I was entertained by the game, even though it was lopsided by the third quarter. I was still very entertained seeing Angel Reese, who played for Maryland but then transferred, and from Baltimore, by the way, even though Baltimore is kind of different from where I come from, but it is what it is. It's kind of a different country, a different place altogether, but it still is Maryland. So got a salute to her. And Caitlin Clark, best player in the country. I think she won National Player of the Year, so good for her. But let's get down to business. So LSU, they dominated that game, and Angel Reese, she did the John Cena. Tony Yayo. I'll give Tony Yayo his flowers before it became the John Cena. You can't see me. And then she pointed to the ring like she was Kobe, like she was Joe Burrow, pretty much doing that whole celebration. And people got mad about it. I was like, really? I have a theory.
Okay.
A lot of these people that are mad about what Angel Reese did are either racist, sexist, never watched the game at all, are outsiders when it comes to women's college basketball. That's how I look at it. Because there's no reason why people would get this upset, this much criticism towards a young female who just won a championship. It's basketball. It's a sport. It's not serious. It's competition. Why are we making something that's not really a big deal? It makes no sense to me. Your reaction to just the noise involving just the situation.
It is absolutely ridiculous. I've never seen an athlete get so much backlash for trash talking when the phrase "they got that dog in them" is such a popular phrase among the sports world. I've never seen it in my life.
It's crazy.
It's ridiculous. And we all know what it is. We don't have to explicitly state what it is. We all know what it is. So this is just ridiculous. This is honestly ridiculous. That's all I can say.
Like I said, I already told you.
Yeah, you was right too.
People, they're either sexist because they're women.
They watched one women's college basketball game and think they now have the authority to like dictate what's like. You don't know how they've been doing this.
A lot of these people are they're not even like, they don't even watch basketball like that. They don't even watch organized. They probably never played organized sports a day in their life, or they barely played. They probably never went to the rec and played a pickup game, because that's all they do is trash talk, and people are fine with it. This stuff is overblown. And then I was looking at people on Twitter.
Same dudes that was complaining about Angel Reese was loving when Pat Bev did the too small thing to LeBron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's that. Let's talk about that, because nobody had a problem with Patrick Beverly did the too small, and then Austin Reese came back the next game and did the too small. Nobody had a problem with it. But when it comes to Angel Reese, who did did a little trash talking celebration towards a person that's known for trash talking, they're going to be like, what is she doing? Bad sportsmanship. If this was like a player that wasn't known for trash talking, that she doesn't trash talk at all, she's very quiet, then I'd be like, damn, That's kind of messed up. But this is a player that's literally known for trash talking. There's literally a segment done on ESPN about her trash talking. Why are people mad about this? And we know. Sexist, racist, ignorant to the sport. That's why. And I just hate it. I hate it. And this is not surprising.
And it takes away from the game itself. It takes away to what actually occurred. These were two top teams duking it out. Caitlin had a phenomenal season, had a great performance even in the championship game. And LSU playing great team ball. We had like instead of talking about Jasmine, her last name was it Webb? Jasmine.
I forget.
I forgot her last name. I'm sorry, but Jasmine, she went off. She hit like 5 threes in the first half. Mm-hmm. Instead of it talking about how LSU played a phenomenal game, players were stepping up. It's now being dumbed down to, oh, Angel Reese is arrogant or
she doing too much.
Yeah, like come on, man. Like
so
leave that corny stuff somewhere else, bro.
I thought it was interesting. I went on Twitter. I forgot what account it was. It was this reporter, right? And he brought up a good point before the game. Just the difference, the double standards, right? The difference between the coverage of Caitlin Clark and Reese.
Was it Philip Lewis? Phil Lewis, was it him?
I don't think so. It was somebody else. It was another brother. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot. I seen that. I've seen that video.
I think his name starts with a C. I forgot his name, but
Chris.
I don't know. But he brought up a good point, and he even showed examples of the commentators sort of talking about Caitlin Clark and her competitiveness and how they love her trash talk, and then Angel Reese and just criticizing her about it. So at first when I saw it, I was like, that's kind of I don't know how I feel about that. But then as time went on, I was like, he brings up a good point. And then lo and behold, the game happens, the end of the game, and guess what? People looking at Angel Reese. Oh, she's an idiot. Oh, she's doing too much.
She's classless.
Bad sportsmanship. And you know what's funny? A lot of the people that said bad sportsmanship, they don't look like Angel Reese at all. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I was in class.
It's funny because none of the players came out and said nothing. None of the coaches and nothing. It's literally just the fans. Even Kayla Clark was like, "What are y'all talking about?"
One of my classes. Person was mad. He didn't agree with Stephen A's sort of point that that the outrage is not warranted. Like pretty much defending Angel Reese. He didn't look like Angel Reese either. He was looking like Caitlin Clark. So I'm just leaving it at that. I'm just saying like there's a lot of variables when it comes to why there's so much animosity towards an individual who just won a championship, who is playing a sport. The criticism is not warranted. They made this out of nothing. I just hope Angel Reese, I just hope she gets something out of it. Like I really hope she gets some endorsements.
Oh, you ain't see her quote?
What?
She said she came out, said she's not in a rush to declare because she probably making more money than
NIL.
She making more money than a lot of people in the league.
Yeah, because women's college basketball is actually getting more notoriety than the WNBA, which is kind of sad in a way because you would think that a professional league would get more notoriety, but that's just not the case. So I don't blame her at all. I would probably do the same thing, get that money, get that bank, and
I actually think a lot of women's like NIL, they getting more money than like basketball players.
Men.
Yeah.
Men basketball. I mean, it makes sense.
Well, I'm talking like as a whole. The women's NIL, I think they're making more money than men's basketball players. From what I seen on some chart or something.
Well,
they only second to like football players. Obviously.
What do they have them doing? That's the question. Cause I be seeing some women in the women's sports, they doing some questionable stuff.
Hey, they get to that money.
You know what I'm saying? I saw this one girl. She was like a gymnastics.
The gymnast. Yeah.
Gymnast, yeah.
The one at LSU.
I think it was another one from West Virginia, you know what I'm saying, on IG doing all types of stuff. So I could kind of understand what you're talking about. You feel me?
Paper, you feel me?
Yeah, any way possible, you know what I'm saying? So I can see what you're talking about, but yeah, get your money, your money. But she's a talented player, so anybody that's discrediting her, say, oh, she's a nobody. Who are you? Listen, she's one of the best players in college basketball.
What she averaged? 25, 15, and 5?
Yeah, and then I think coming out of high school, she was like, wasn't she like the number one player or a top 2 player? I think she was. So who the hell are you to tell her that, oh, who are you? Who are you? Are you kidding me? Like that? See, that's how I know.
90% of, actually, I'm gonna say 99% of the dudes on Twitter, y'all wouldn't be able to guard.
That's how I know you guys, like, you don't really watch the sport. You don't really pay attention, because how you going to tell a girl who is like, I think top 5 ranking?
She's a top 3 player in the country.
Yes, and then in college she's top 3 as well. Yeah. So what are you talking about? If she came out of college right now, she'd be a top 3 pick probably. So what are we talking about here? They don't know what they're talking about. That's the problem. And yeah, man, I just hate when people that don't watch the sport sort of hijack it, try to take command of it. And then the other thing, Miss First Lady talking about we should invite Iowa also. Shameful. Shame on you. Your reaction to that?
I be ignoring them people, you feel me? I ignore like 90% of political figures. Because we already know what their agenda is.
They trying to look good.
No matter what side of the spectrum you fall on, they all have similar agendas.
They trying to get that vote. You know what I'm saying? But that was just egregious.
I've never seen nothing like that ever. Let's invite the losing team too. Like, what? Sound crazy.
You can invite Caitlyn on a different sort of scenario, like where it's like, okay, we're gonna have the top college players and they're all gonna come together.
I also find that's so tone deaf in both ways, because if I were any Iowa player, I was like, why would I want to go and I lost? Like, that's so patronizing. Hey, we feel bad for you, so let's come. Like, that's so these is competitive athletes. They don't want no handouts.
And they don't want to see. Why you want to see the team that took you out?
Exactly.
Come on, man. Like, I'm already mad that you guys beat us. Now I got to see you at the White House.
Like, man. These old heads, these old farts are so tone deaf on what competitive athletes think mindset is.
Well, it's the people that, again, they're not watching the sport. They've never played the sport. These are the type of people in politics that you need to be wary about. Like, if you're a politician, if you never played any type of sport, I'm raising my eyebrows around you. I don't trust you. I don't. Seriously. You never had any competitive bone in your body. You've never experienced that at all. And then you're going to say those things. I'm wary about it. And I think Angel Reese said that there was some things before the game, right? I think maybe Joe Biden wanted to come into their locker room before the game, and they denied him access because, one, they were mad. I think it was something to the degree he didn't have them winning, I think.
Yeah, something like that.
So
I think they said he didn't have him in the Final Four.
Yeah,
like that.
So they sort of was like, nah, we don't want to see you, bro. We good. And then also, people were mad at her because she said, well, we're going to go see the Obamas. I don't understand what's wrong with that. Oh, Obama's not good. Oh, Obama, he's not the saint. Okay.
What president is?
Who? All right, but at the same time, do you realize Obama was the one that appointed Joe Biden as his vice president? Okay, we understand that, but at the same time, who cares? Who wouldn't want to meet Obama? Michelle Obama.
I wouldn't. I don't care for any political figures.
Okay,
or
well,
presidents.
that's you. Who wouldn't? Matter of fact, who wouldn't want to meet his daughters?
Okay, that
All right,
now
the
that's
fir-
different.
well,
that's different.
The first,
Sasha.
the first, yeah.
Sasha.
The
I
first one.
definitely want to
The
meet
other
Sasha.
one, well, actually, you know what? The other one, she's doing her thing in the movie, in the
Yeah.
television thing. So I would want to meet her as well. But yeah, who wouldn't want to meet the daughters? Like, come on, man. Come on now. Let's stop this. Let's stop this. People trying to.
Actually, I would want to meet Michelle so I could ask why did she do that to the vending machines?
Oh yeah, not just that. The lunches as well.
lunch.
Remember the first year we had like it was like pizza. We had like this pizza. It was like it was on the side of like the hallway or whatever. They would have like these food sort of stands that where you can get like a slice of pizza or it was something else, and then all of a sudden they took it away. I'm like, what is going on? Why would they take it away? So that was her fault. But I'm not gonna hold a grudge over that anyway, because I didn't eat the cafeteria food anyway. It was pretty garbage. So that's a different discussion the other day. But yeah, it's just so many people that are taking shots at her for just little stuff. Like just because she said she wanted to meet the Obamas. Like, so what? Anywho, and then Caitlin Clark, she also said that she had no problem with Angel Reese, that is competition and stuff like that. So because she said it, it should be just dead in the water now. Like, we shouldn't be talking about it, but people are still talking about it for some reason. Makes no sense. Another game. I didn't watch this game. The Final Four, the championship game, UConn versus San Diego State. Did you watch the game?
It was but then it became background TV noise. So it was that was probably the worst national championship game I've watched, and I literally watched Georgia beat the brakes off TCU for 4 quarters.
Well, from a basketball perspective.
Yeah, from basketball, it was terrible. Like, good grief. You was right about the Final Four. Them games was except one. There was one buzzer beater.
The one FAU one.
Yeah.
The FAU one.
The other ones, dirt.
That's what I tried to tell. I didn't even watch the game. I was not. I was doing something else. I am not.
I was like, let me turn this on in case they make a fake comeback, at least something. Nope. It was a double-digit lead from when I turned it on to when it was over. I was like, wow, this stuff.
I'm thinking, I'm like, am I really about to watch San Diego State versus UConn? Like, am I really going to sit here and waste 2.5 hours watching UConn versus San Diego State, and there's no player? I don't know any player on the court at all. I have no clue what player is good or not. Am I really about to do that to myself? And
hashtag bad hoops.
And I'm glad I didn't do it because, like you said, it was bad. And what makes it worse is San Diego State had that fake comeback, but then UConn was like, not today.
Yeah.
So it was never a blowout, but it was never a close game. That's the worst of it all, where you get tricked. They trick you. And so I wonder what the ratings was for that game. I wonder if the women's game beat the men's.
I think it did.
I wouldn't be surprised because there's no way a lot of people are watching San Diego State versus UConn. I'm sorry.
It was a snooze fest.
Next year we need the blue bloods to come back. Please, Kentucky, Duke, Kansas, please make a return. Please. I'm tired of seeing these bums go to the Final Four. UConn is kind of, you can make a case they're now blue blood because I think they won 5 chips since like 1999 or something crazy like that. I don't know, but they've won 5 chips. I think they have in their program history. So you can make an argument, but overall, blue bloods, we need you back, please. Bring it back to 2022. Bring it back to 2022, please. North Carolina, get it together. Please.
Well, unfortunately, the way the college basketball landscape is and paths to the league.
Bronny, please bring college hoops back. Please. Go to go to UCLA or something. UCLA, they got
chokers.
They are chokers, but they got you got a little something going on. You know what I'm saying? They were number 2 seed. Please go to a blue blood. We need you, bro. We need you. What's his name? DJ Wagner, something like that. Please, bro. Please get Kentucky back to prominence. We need you. College basketball is just in the dirt.
I put my life in these sentences. Fucking right, it's either that or life sentences. I'm relatives with Benjamin. I used to give a fuck about my luck when I was innocent. Now what the fuck is up? I'm at your neck like a penalty, nigga. I need